Should you buy the brand new BTD6 Expansion Rogue Legends? Well, today I'm going to be telling you if you should buy it. Now, first of all, what is Rogue? Well, Rogue Legends is a BTD6 expansion that you can get for $10 right now in the shop that basically turns BTD6 into a roguelike. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain, but as you go, you're going to be getting new monkeys, new artifacts, which are basically like abilities and new things that help you out. And the further you go, the harder it gets. And if you die more than 5 times, you lose absolutely everything and you have to start from stage 1. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple to understand and it's pretty special. So to help you understand if you should get it, I'm going to be telling you first the positives, then the negatives, and finally things that Ninja Kiwi can do to really improve it. So first of all, one of the things that a lot of people are talking about and like the biggest selling point for this is really the replay value. I mean, it's just every single run is constructed completely different, like it's generated procedurally, so no run's gonna be the same. And it really, if you really like Bloons, it gives you a lot to strive for. It just gives you hours and hours worth of content. Like one run can be up to like 10 hours. It's that crazy. Next, well, you probably already know it. It's normal BTD6 gameplay, but with custom rounds and custom things. So it's generally fun. There are quite a bit of different encounters you can have. You can have the normal encounter, which I will talk a little bit in the negatives, but it's basically the same. It's just normal rounds, and then you've got like the challenge of this, where you get a random challenge. It can be races, it can be mini bosses. It really varies a little bit. And then finally, you've got the stage boss, which is the final boss of the stage. And if you beat the boss, you head over to the next stage. So it's kind of hard to explain a little bit, but I hope you could kind of understand. Next of all is there's an insane amount of artifacts and different things to collect. Now, while this may seem like a really good positive, it really varies, because when it gets to a point where it's completely overwhelming and most of the artifacts that are supposed to help you are really just nerfs. Like it's like Dark Monkeys attack 20% faster, but all our towers attack 20% slower. Like it's most of them are just nerfs, but I mean, it really helps to make it a little bit more unique, so I appreciate it, honestly. Next of all, the final positive I will be talking about here is there's an insane amount of content. Like really, if you love Bloons and just want something to really like play for a long time, this is it. Like it's really good. Like the amount of content is insane. Now, is that content good? Well, I will be talking about that in the negatives now. Now, first of all, the game is extremely tedious and it really feels like a chore to play. Like, the balloon encounters are so like repetitive sometimes. Like, you just go all the same one, and the only thing that changes are the number of rounds. It gets to a point where like, okay, I don't really want to keep playing this anymore. Like, it really does get to that point. So yeah, it's pretty tedious, and I mean, this is kind of a personal issue, but my attention span is pretty much cooked. I cannot play this without like listening to music or watching something else. Like, don't make fun of me for that, but like really, you will need to have something else because it's extremely repetitive. While there's a lot of replay value, it is extremely repetitive and sometimes even boring. Next of all, the game is way too difficult. Like, I was honestly expecting it to be for like babies, like super easy, and then ramp up in the later stages, but it was hard. Like on my first stage, I actually ended up losing like after a couple encounters because I just did not have camo. And yeah, you really do need to choose your starting class well, because I forgot to mention this. At the start, you get to choose a hero which has different monkeys and artifacts, but you really need to pick carefully, because if you get to a point where you don't have camo or lead puppet power, you're pretty much done. It is really difficult. It really is pretty difficult, especially in the later stages. Especially stage 2. I don't know why that stage is just much harder than the other ones, but I don't know. I guess that's kind of how it is. Next up, kind of in like the first point, there's not enough diversity. It's too expected. Most of the balloon encounters you will have are the exact same. Like 10 rounds, now 20 rounds, now 30 rounds, 25 rounds. Like it's the exact same. Like I really wished it could be a little bit more diverse, because you already know what to expect. And basically, and it's just not really that cool, honestly. But it's fun, but you already know what to expect. So if you really play for it a long time, you play for it like a long time straight, you like already know what to expect. And I mean, that's not really too common for roguelikes, right? So For this one, what I would recommend Ninja Kiwi to do is kind of like add a specific thing to every encounter. Now, I don't know, like maybe in this encounter, you have ×2 bloom speed or double cash or half cash and things like that to make it a little bit more interesting and actually keep it fun. And finally, the biggest point and the real reason I don't really think you should get it, or at least you should wait a little bit, is it really is just BTD6, but you are extremely limited. You can't do most strategies because you most likely will not have the monkeys. Second of all, I mean, you can't really choose your map. You're forced to play the amount of rounds that they tell you and the map that they tell you. So it definitely does not have the like sandboxy feel that normal BTD6 has. So it's extremely limited and linear. I mean, while you do have a couple of paths that you can choose, it's extremely straightforward and it really does not give you any freedom to do much. Sure, you can choose your own monkeys and artifacts, but even if you choose a really good strategy, you're extremely limited. And if you really want to test out stuff, you're better off just playing the normal game. The only thing that I really do like are the artifacts that are completely unique to Rogue Legends and you can't really get anywhere else. But apart from that, that's the only thing you actually have freedom on really. So yeah, that was pretty much it for the review. I really hope this helped you try to buy it. It has a ton of potential and it really has an insane amount of replay value. And if you really love Bloons and really like can play it for 5 hours straight and not even finish the campaign, well, I mean, I would say go for it, but I really cannot recommend it like as it stands. I would recommend you to wait a little bit for more updates, and if it doesn't end up changing, well, maybe it is not for you. So yeah guys, that was it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. As always, I'm Dr. Future and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.